Good morning and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I'm a chess grandmaster. We continue with our educational streams. I will be playing 10-minute games. I will be commenting on openings, middle games, end games, positional ideas, tactical stuff. We have every game. Nice tactical battles, so join us here on VChess. Let's go with our first game. Who will be playing the first game? We have the move c4 on the board. Let's go with the move c5. And first today to say hello to us is Bean. Welcome Bean. Second in the chat to say hello is Idol Prince. Welcome. And third is Istuch. Hey Istuch, how is life, man? By the way, Istuch has sent us a very interesting game that he had quite high level. How is life? How is life? By the way, Istuch, I still own you one chess game. So, Istuch, if you want to play a game, let me know, please, in the chat. We can play the game just after the current one. Just please let me know your account name and we will be playing a game. Now we have this h5, g6 idea with a move bishop on g7. So somewhere I wish I will be playing the move h4. This is very tricky setup. d4. Wow, what is that? What is d4? Because we can just take it. Maybe there is some idea behind it, but this looks very, very dangerous for white. I don't know. What is that? Maybe we can take with a knight here. Why not to take with a knight? This is a very strange idea, d4. Of course, white is opening the pieces, but to give a pawn like that, not sure if this is a good play by white, so we are taking the pawn. Also, Hadi here with us. Welcome, everyone. We took just the pawn on d4. So, pawn up is usually better than pawn down. In chess we have to be greedy, so in case we can take something and not getting punished for that instantly, usually it's a good idea to take. So maybe next let's push here a little bit, but I don't know if I should push because it has also disadvantages to push, so we can push. Okay, let's go with this h4 because now it's gonna be very, very hard for white to castle short side. I guess he wants to castle long side because anyway a pawn down position is a pawn down position. No, he wants to go with the move e3, but now the bishop is closed here on c1, so we can simply go back. Then we have the normal development of the knight by knight on f6. I think black is doing better. Idol Prince, yeah, thank you very much for the nice comment. I hope that my games here are giving you some extra ideas for your own games. That's the main point of the stream, just to collect ideas, maybe some new things, so you're step by step improving in your own games. Chess is a very, very difficult game. To master chess is so difficult, even for professional players, as we see mistakes are happening even in games of Magnus Carlsen, who is by far the best chess player in my opinion ever. What does it say about our own games? Of course, we do mistakes, it's unavoidable, but the thing is that we should be improving on our mistakes step by step, and it makes us a better player. Obviously, there is no end for the corrections because chess is just so complex, so we will never be able to avoid doing mistakes in a chess game. Chess is just too complex. Next we get d6 play, so we have long castle as we expected. d6, the bishop has to play. We are not castling yet to the short side. We can, but in case we would like to castle short side, we should better play first the move h3 just to close everything. Because white is having a little bit better development, but we have this kind of very, very safe structure here with the pawn on c5, d6, everything is so safe. We have no obvious weaknesses. So first he has to create some weakness, then he will be able to attack us. But to create weakness here is not easy because we have this very safe pawn structure. I think next to play the move h3 is making sense. We're attacking the bishop on g2. And of course, let's see what is happening next with the bishop on g2. Is he going to take on f6? Then the bishop is gonna play. But once again, difficult for white to get obvious counterplay here in this position because of our safe play with the moves d6 and c5. We should try to keep the structure as long as we can, as safe as we can. Next, we have a couple of options in this position to play with the black pieces. Normally, I would like to play this move bishop f5 because to provoke e4 is not a bad thing. The bishop is gonna be a little bit out of the game, so I will be playing the move bishop on f5, I think. We are attacking the queen, we do it with a tempo. Somewhere white will be playing the move bishop on c3, but we might also go long castle just to avoid this kind of dangerous play. In case we short castle, there will be always a little bit of counterplay. I don't think it's bad. We can also do the short castle. This is perfectly fine. But now that we have the extra pawn, I don't think we need to do that. So we go with the move bishop e6 back. Somewhere we target the pawn on c4. Is it a dangerous play? Once again, it's not dangerous, but we have this kind of little bit of a positional battle here, even I would call it like that. Bishop on e6 is doing well, and we can play even bishop on e5, because in case he takes, the bishop on f3 is completely blocked. We should not forget that we are having a pawn up position. This is nice. So we can also take, and play the move f6, which would be very typical. We are blocking everything, but then he's gonna play the move f5, e5, I mean, and he will be trying to open. That's why we should try to keep the position as closed as we can. How can we do that? We can of course do a move like short castle, also nothing wrong with that, but I like this bishop on e5 because we keep everything very closed. Let's go with the move bishop on e5. Let's double check if I'm missing something tactical. I don't think I am. Bishop e5, we are closing the bishop on f3. Very important that the white pieces are not in the game. Pawn up, we try to keep the position as close as possible, and we will be trying later to do something with the king on e8. So we still have the short castle idea and we have the long castle idea. So let's see where we will be going. Both is possible. I don't know what's better. Let's see first what our opponent is going to play after this bishop on e5. So very safe continuation here. Bishop on e2. Our opponent is preparing the move f4, and this is making sense. Yeah, good play by our opponent. I like this bishop on e2 preparation for the f4 play, but it takes a little bit of time, of course. So now we have to think, should we go with the move queen on b6 and later do the long castle, or it's time to push maybe here with a b5 play against the king on c1? What is better? What is a better play here with the black pieces? I don't know, because both is looking good. Sometimes, yeah, we have to take those hard decisions in case we have a couple of moves that are looking good. Then we're thinking we could do that or we could do this. Both is like interesting. Should we attack or should we just stay calm? I don't know. Maybe let's stay calm with the move queen on c7, because I think he's in any case going to push on us. So we play the move queen on c7. I think this is pretty forced. There is probably nothing better that white is capable of doing. So now we will be taking on c3. The queen is gonna take and we do the long castle. So what do we have now? Still we are a pawn up. Is there any kind of compensation here for white? I don't see the compensation because the king is safe. We kept the nice structure. So I think we can be very happy currently with the current position. Rook on d2, he wants to double on the d file, but that's alright. So f6 is very useful. We're acting against e5 somewhere. The pawn is doing well on f6. We are covering the dark squares. Now, next task, we should be aiming for changing queens. In case we can get an endgame, this is just gonna be game over. So, how to get an endgame? We can proceed with a slow play, doubling up here, then go away with the bishop somewhere, but we have to be cautious with the move bishop on g4. That's a little trick, but still we have to be very, very cautious with that. So we can go maybe something little tactical here and get the queen more active. I like this little tactics. So let's go with the move queen on c6, I think. Let's attack the pawn on e4, and first let's check how white is gonna defend the pawn. It's not so easy for white to defend the pawn in a good way. Let's see. Bishop on f3. Now my idea was to play the move queen on a4. We are attacking the a2 pawn and we are attacking simultaneously the c4 pawn, so I think we will be seeing something like b3. Yes, we do see the move b3, which is normal, and we should put the queen where to put the queen. Maybe here on b4. So we offer the guy, would you like to change the queens? Of course. Endgame is something that we want to have on the board. He takes. Okay, endgame. Excellent. So we did the second step of our plan. Be very safe. Keep the pawn extra. And now we have the endgame. Step by step we are advancing. So, we have a5 coming next, king on c7, b6. First we set up everything on the dark square, so there will be never a counter. We have the move g5 somewhere, we have the move f5 somewhere, but let's prepare. Let's prepare. In endgames, we should not rush. This is crucial. He is rushing by himself, because there is a little idea to take and then to take on b7. Okay, quite a nice trick by our opponent. Still, it is not like super dangerous, so we can, I think, simply take, because why not? Let's take. He's opening for us the f-file, so we're gonna take it. We have always this king on c7 play next, but first I think we should go the move rook on f8. And it's never bad to capture the file. Let's see. Bishop on e4, and now bishop g4. I like this bishop on g4, but is it working, by the way, because he has this intermediate play? I didn't see that immediately. So that there is this trick. This also de is very close to be winning, by the way. Maybe still bishop on g4 is looking good, because we are attacking the rook, so I thought it is completely winning immediately, but it is not. So we will be still fighting here in this position a little bit longer. It might be very important for a lot of endgames that the white pawns are here on a2 and b3. Naiditsch is saying my username is Felix Sachs. Okay, Naiditsch, so after I will be finishing the current game, by the way, nice play by our guy, good tactics. So Naiditsch, after the game, just challenge me please, 10 minutes, unrated, and we will be playing. Now I know your account name. Welcome also Abdullah here in the chat. I see I Play Chess Live. Welcome. Thank you, I'm doing well. It is just midday for me here in the UAE. How are you doing, I Play Chess Live? The next game is gonna be against Naiditsch. Naiditsch is a good player. So, we have in general here very good playing community on VChess. Many strong guys. We have 2300, 2200 a lot, so strong players. That's nice. We are still having that extra pawn. We are controlling now the f-file. That is nice. So white is fighting very well, but slowly I think we are getting there, but it takes time. It takes time. Rook on g1. Ooh. I would say this is quite passive. Next, the pawn is under attack, so why not just to protect the pawn? Let's go with the move g5, and you will see at some moment something of white is going to fall. But still, we will be playing this kind of solid king on c7, next rook on f6, next. Slow play, in endgames, we cannot rush the things. So, king on b2, king on c7, very positional play here. Step by step. Yes, Naiditsch, but the game was a very good game by both, by you and this. So let's see. Of course, let's see how the game will be. Just don't forget to challenge me after the current game. So bishop on d5, I think we should go rook on e8 and look at this domination now of the black pieces here. Rook on g1, very, very passive. We still keep the extra pawn, so we are keeping our strategy of advancing step by step, and this is crucial. In endgames, don't rush the things. There is some kind of c5 idea, so I will just prevent it by playing the move b6. Just in case. I don't know if c5 is dangerous, but why to give your opponent a chance? We are just preventing all the tricks, and at some moment we will be entering the second rank, and after that it is a game over. So, we are playing patiently, step by step. Next move I think is gonna be the move a5, because it's very useful. Now he lets me play already the move rook on f2 and rook on e2, so I will be playing rook on f2. Here comes the check. Wow. This is not looking very good for white. So bishop is under attack, but still we have the option of playing the move rook on e2, because this is just a checkmate. So let's go with the move rook on e2. Take a look at the pieces. Black is entering the position of white, and basically it is a game over. So we did this kind of slow play, step by step, and this is what I would always advise you, to have this step-by-step strategy without rushing. Bishop is under attack, of course we can take the pawn, but we can also go bishop f5. No squares to go for the white king. Is it game over? Let's double check. It looks like a game over, so we're playing the move bishop on f5. Next move is rook takes a2, and that's it. Yeah, the B, that's correct. Let's push the B. Boom, boom. We have learned something new from I Play Chess Live. The B on the keyboard. He plays bishop e4, so yeah, again the B. Boom. Okay, we can take the bishop on e4. And that's it, I guess. No, it's not. Our opponent proceeds playing this position. That's a sad play. That's a very, very sad play. Yeah, now he resigns. So a good game in the first game of our stream. Now we will be playing Naiditsch. And yeah, Naiditsch, let's go with the challenge. Let's see how strong is Naiditsch. Alright, I see a challenge. Let's go. I am white against Naiditsch, our VChess member. Let's go with the move knight on f3, knight on f6, and c4, g6. So we will be seeing probably King's Indian, if I'm correct. Or are we gonna see the Grunfeld after the move d5? No, we have the King's Indian. Alright, classical King's Indian, that's nice. I will be playing the move h3. h3, very tricky way to play against the King's Indian. And we have the move c5 here for Naiditsch. Not bad. So there are two ways of playing the King's Indian, with the move e5 and with the move c5. Both is interesting. Now we have the move c5 because I played the move h3. So It's a good play. This is a good play. With white, we have two options to play the move d5 or to play the move bishop on e2. Also, both ways are very normal and very, very playable. Let's go with the move d5. So we try to keep the center for as long as we can. It's gonna be an interesting game because King's Indian is always crazy. And of course, support in the chat for Naiditsch, please. I know, usually GM is never getting your support. So, a6. The idea is to play the move b5. Good play, good play. I will be playing the move a4, not to allow this b5 to happen, because to allow b5, this is usually not the best. We should stay here very safe with white. And we see then what happens next. Knight on d7, usually e6 is the way to play. Knight on d7 is possible, but this is looking a little bit passive, so in most of the cases we have the move e6 on the board. Bishop on e2, very calm development. I would like to go short castle next, and we have more space. This is a problem of every King's Indian, because if you have little space and you get no counterplay, you will be slowly squeezed. This is a problem of all these King's Indian positions. We do short castle, knight on f8. As you can see, black is sort of running out of space, but of course there's the idea of e6 or e5 next. With the white pieces, we should try to avoid the move e6 or e5 for as long as we can. Normal play would be here bishop f4. Because in case of e6, e5, I think I can just take it and we're gonna win the pawn on d6. Let's double check if we are correct, because sometimes it looks good, but it is bad. I think it is alright. And also we have the move e5 that we can play, but I think it is a bit too early for the move e5, so let's go with the move bishop f4. We are playing against the move e6 or e5. So, where is the support for Naiditsch in the chat? I see also Sai in the chat. Cheers is here with us. Sai, our DJ. Our DJ is back. Now, after bishop f4, queen on b6. Makes sense, this move queen on b6. The problem of the move queen on b6 is usually that it's so dangerous to take the pawn on b2. It would be a good play in case you can take the pawn on b2, but to take the pawn is looking very, very dangerous, so I'm able to play this move a5. I don't believe that there is a way to take the pawn here. The queen will get trapped, and the problem, yes, black is fine, but how to get the e6 or e5 done? That's why in most of the cases with the black pieces, try to get it as quickly as you can, because it might be too late. It might be too late in case you are not getting this e6 or e5 play, because now it's gonna be very, very difficult to play the move e6 or e5. Queen is getting to c7, this is normal. Next we have two options. We have one option is to play the move e5. This is typical option. The other option is to play just the simple queen on d2. I like the move queen on d2. It is getting, I mean, it supports e5, it supports bishop h6 somewhere. So, multifunctional play, queen on d2. Maybe next is gonna be the move rook on e1. So we are playing for the e5. And simultaneously, we are always checking that black has no e5 by himself. Not an easy play for Naiditsch at the moment. Naiditsch is not playing a bad game, so all of this is making sense. Knight on d7, also quite a good play to get here the strong bishop, but it is just not easy to get the e5 done. And in case you are not playing the e5, then you're stuck in the King's Indian. So maybe now actually somewhere the move e5 is possible, so I will be playing this very, very safe move. Rook on d1, so you see that I'm acting against the main idea of black. It's like we are trying to get the pieces to the center, of course, because it's always good to have pieces in the center, and simultaneously we're always checking that there is no e5 and black is getting a little bit squeezed now. I think you see that there are not so many continuations left for black. There is no obvious play left for black, so we will be starting next our attack. Of course, still a fighting position. King's Indian is always fighting. It is never easy to win in King's Indian with the white pieces, because you get always some counterplay, but I think that we are doing currently better. f6. Now the bishop is gonna be not in the greatest shape. So, maybe g5 is coming next, so we can go with the move h4. Again, we are preventing the counterplay by Naiditsch, and f6 is possible, but yeah, there are many downsides of the move f6. The biggest downside is obviously the bishop here on g7. Usually we are just taking with a knight, so we give a decision to black. Do you like to take the f-pawn or with the d-pawn? White is doing better. We are trying to squeeze Naiditsch, but it is not easy. Still, it is not easy here. Should we change the bishop, or maybe the bishop is so bad that we should not change the bishop? Let's go with the move bishop on e3. Why do we play bishop e3? Because now we switch the idea. Since there is no more e6 or e5, since the bishop is closed, we will be switching to the move knight on a4 and b4. This is a second typical idea in this King's Indian structures. It is quite important to understand, because it's not so easy to see this kind of little things, but the little things do matter in these structures. Bishop e3, it supports the move b4, and this is going to be played next. e6, good try to get out. Naiditsch wants to sacrifice as a pawn probably, so the knight e6 will be played, and sacrificing d6, getting knight on d4. That's, I think, quite an interesting play, because otherwise, yeah, the position is just tough. The thing is that there is no need for us to take on e6. We can, I mean, it's better for white, but we can just play the simple move knight on a4, getting the knight on b6 and getting the b4 play. And black is still without any kind of counterplay here, because the bishop on g7 is stuck, so we will never let the bishop go. To defend the square on b6, there is only one way to do that, and it is usually by playing knight on d7, but it's difficult. The black pieces are stuck, and all of that happened because Naiditsch did not play immediately the move e6. The move e6 should have been played way earlier. Then I acted against the move e6 and e5. So this strategy is very important to understand. This strategy, I think, is crucial. If you are able to understand the strategies, you will be doing well in the structures with white and black, because you know what to fear and you know what you would like to play. d5. e4, very beautiful pawn structure. Next is gonna be the move b4. Next is gonna be rook c1. Next is gonna be knight on b6. You see that the white pieces are getting now very active. First, we put the knight on b6. This is never bad. We are attacking the rook on e8, so black is getting squeezed. It looks like an easy play for white, but believe me, it is not easy to play the way I am playing. This is not easy at all. So, rook is now not doing so well. On a7, we are continuing with the move b4. The bishop on e3 is a beast. Usually in the King's Indian, the bishop on g7 is doing better than the bishop on e3, but now the bishop e3, of course, is a monster piece. Next, we will be just, I think, taking the pawn on c5, so we take the pawn, and we have the d pawn running. Rook on a7 is in, it's like I like to call it, the rook is in the bathroom, because the rook is not gonna come back quickly. So the position of black is getting on the edge. It is already very difficult to defend the current position. And all the white pieces are so well positioned. We have just one piece not yet in the game, so I'm just bringing it. I like when all my pieces are in the game. I would also advise you the same. Don't search for quick ways of winning the game. Search for safe ways of winning the game. And definitely the move rook on c1 cannot be a bad play, because we are targeting here the pawn on c5. Now knight on d7, so we can change the knights, win the pawn here on c5, but maybe even we can search for something more than that, but there is no reason to search for something more than that actually, so let's just play the simple chess. We're taking on d7. Next, the c5 pawn is going to fall. So it's not gonna be easy here for Naiditsch, but Naiditsch is fighting well. I see immediately that he is a defender, because there are some people that are attackers. Most of us are better in the attack, so for example me. I also like to attack. I think I'm better attacker than defender, but Naiditsch is, I think, a better defender than attacker. So this is quite rare, I would say, because most of us will like to attack. Rook takes c5, so we won the pawn on c5. We still have this beautiful pawn structure. There are no threats whatsoever to the position of white. So we are continuing our strategy of squeezing, and bishop f8 is now a serious mistake because we have a tactic, so it is an f. Write down your answers in the chat, please. How can we win the current game here with the white pieces? We have a little tactic on the board. Bean is saying the best defense is attack. Yeah, Bean is ultra aggressive. I rarely have seen somebody so aggressive as Bean. Bean is just pushing forward. Maybe Bean doesn't know that the pieces can go back, actually. And yes, I see also Max here with us. Welcome, Max. How are you doing, man? Yes, it is the move rook takes b5. So we use the moment to take the bishop on b5 because the rook on a7 is under attack. So it is a game over here for Naiditsch. Piece down. There is no way to save the game being a piece down. Alright, alright, alright. So, take. We're gonna take the rook, of course. Rook on a8. And let's go just... Piece up, piece up. Piece up is a lot. Next, d6 will be played to hold that. That's not gonna work for Naiditsch. But all in all, Naiditsch is a good defender. Just out of the opening, he got a little bit squeezed. I think this game is gonna improve his next games because this mistake of not playing in time the move e6 is quite important, so the next games will be better. Queen on d6 is something under attack, I don't know, so I can just take the pawn, I think, on b5, because why not just to grab the pawn? As we are saying, chess player has to be greedy, so let's be a greedy chess player. We're taking the pawn on b5, beautiful bishops here on b5 and b6. Things are looking good here for white. Rook on c1 next. King is very, very safe here on g1. That's always crucial, that the king is safe. The safety of the king is one of the most important things. And now we can advance here with our d-pawn. So d-pawn is walking, d6 on the board, d7, d8 is coming next, queen on d5 is coming next. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult to stop the d-pawn from queening. Of course, by the play, Naiditsch is playing way, way better than the rating of 1334. Naiditsch is much, much better, just it is not easy to play a position out of opening when you are getting squeezed. So I would advise Naiditsch, I think he's now with us here in the chat, and my advice, in case you play these structures, try immediately to play the move e6. This is crucial. without e6, you have no counterplay. So once you see the move d5 on the board, just go with the e6 and things are right. This is a typical King's Indian. And what we saw in the game, that after knight on d7, of course, knight d7 is logical, but how to get the e6 done now, because e6 de doesn't work. No, knight f8 again, e6 de, rook takes, we have the knight on g5, then we will be collecting the pawn on d6. Again, no e6, and after bishop f4, again, no e6, and the trouble starts because you're squeezed. So, my advice, try to play as quickly as you can the move e6 usually, and it is alright. Or you have another way of playing this position in case you don't like to play the move e6 or e5, and then you can go knight on a6, knight on c7, and then the idea of a6, bishop d7 is getting better. Plus, if you put the knight on a6, c7, you can get the next knight on d7 or e8. To play with a knight on f8 is usually not the right way, because what is the knight doing there? This is worse for black. Okay, in any case, good game, Naiditsch. I hope you enjoyed, and I think next time you will be doing better. In the King's Indian, you just play quicker the move e6, and things are fine. But Naiditsch is a defender. That's a rare case. We have usually way more attackers than defenders. This is completely normal. I think there's approximately 80%. 80% are attackers and 20% are defenders. So, d4, knight on f6, c4, let's go with the King's Indian. We played now against the King's Indian, now we play the King's Indian. Let's see if we can make very strange move order. So we have the move order with the move bishop on g5 without the move e4. I don't know if it makes a difference, actually. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. Let's see what happens after the move h6. I would like to see if he's taking on f6 or if he's going somewhere else. Now bishop on h4. So we have a very, very weird move order. I don't know if this is good for white or black. And let's try immediately with the move c5, because now the bishop cannot return. We might get very active with the move c5 and queen on a5. Maybe b5 somewhere. Not sure that this is a great play, but it is an interesting play, so let's see what happens next. And we will be acting accordingly. Let's go maybe immediately, actually, with the move b5. Does it work to play immediately b5? I think it's interesting. I'm not sure that this is a great play, but it's interesting. Or we will be playing the move queen f5. Maybe queen f5 first. Just because we use the pin, there's knight e4 coming next somewhere. Let's see first if we have the queen on d2 on the board, or there's gonna be something else played. So we have this monster bishop here. We will be very, very quick with the move b5 next. Yeah, Naiditsch. e6. King's Indian is about e6. You cannot let white control the e6, e5 play. So, very, very crucial. So, queen on a5 now. Let's see what our opponent is going to play. We will be going with a very, very quick b5 or e6, because one of these two moves. I hope I can get the b5 work. It looks interesting to go b5 straight away. We will have a very, very interesting position there. Or to play first a6 and then b5, or maybe first g5, then d6, and then let's see what happens. Many options here. Maybe actually d6 first to wait for e4. And then the move b5 is getting a little bit more powerful. I don't know. It depends. It depends what is going to be the next move of our opponent, so we'll be acting accordingly to that. And I see Avocado in the chat with us. Welcome, Avocado, a great community member here. So, Knight on d2 being played. Not a bad play, but the problem is always this b5 push, so I think it's time for us to get crazy, or it's not time for us to get crazy. I don't know. Is it time to push here immediately with the move b5? Position will be so dynamic and very, very interesting. Or should we play more conservative chess? More conservative would be the normal d6 play, because now we have the knight on d2, so this is already not like a perfect King's Indian for white. So we have to take a decision to go crazy or not to go crazy. Maybe let's go crazy, because we're playing the King's Indian, so we should not be like a chicken. Let's go, I think. Let's go with the move b5. We are entering a crazy play here. After the move b5, typical King's Indian, we are pushing. And we see what happens next. There is c takes b5. Also, knight on b5 was interesting, but now after c takes b5, we have again a couple of options. a6, very, very typical. Normal way to play in these positions is a6. As well, we have the option of playing queen on b4. Very tricky, because we're aiming for the bishop on h4, and simultaneously we would like to take the pawn on b2. So I don't know if we should play it. It's very tactical, but King's Indian is very tactical. So normal play a6, e4, and then d6. So we have this kind of long-term compensation here. I like the move queen on b4. I don't know why, but by feeling it is quite interesting. We are attacking the b2 pawn and simultaneously would like to take the bishop on h4. So yeah, let's see. Naiditsch is saying, I'm excited to play this. My brother has played since 2019 and off the board feels impossible for me to beat. Okay, Naiditsch, call your brother. Call your brother. Let's see. How good is your brother? Now, bishop takes f6. I think we can say that black is good after bishop f6. In King's Indian, you should never give up on the bishop. And we have even different ways of continuing here. We have the simple bishop f6, I think long-term compensation. We have also very interesting ef, because we're going to put the pawn on f5. And also this is, I think, quite a normal play, but still bishop takes should be our main option. Not to take with the bishop would just feel wrong. Sometimes there are interesting options, and it depends on your playing style. You can choose, and in majority of cases, let's say I'm choosing more conservative way of playing, and we have of course players who do exactly reverse. They're choosing the most let's say aggressive, strange approach to the game. So it depends very much on your style of play, and of course it depends on your character. So queen on c2. Now we can take on c3, get the pawn on b5 back. This position is fine for black, but I think we should go for more than just a fine position, even though it's not bad to win the pawn back. So we will be doing, I think, quite well there. In case of a6, what is going to be the next play of white? Is it the move a3? Can we sacrifice the queen? I don't think we can. So we will be going away somewhere, maybe here. There's some kind of knight of 3. We go queen on h5. So we are running a little bit, but maybe it's actually not a bad play. So let's try a6. This is looking normal. We have to play the active chess, or bishop takes c3. So bishop c3, not a bad play. Not a bad play, but this a6 looks a little bit more active. Let's see what happens after. Let's see what he can do. I think this play is almost a must play. I don't think there is something else. So we can expect the move a3 next. Yeah, Benko Gambit style, indeed. Indeed, it is a little bit like a Benko Gambit. But we have now the very, very powerful King's Indian bishop on f6. What about playing d6? Yeah, normal. d6 is also very, very normal, but I would like to get quick counterplay here. So d6, maybe later. Yeah, we have the move a3 on the board. I also saw that's sort of the only way to play here with the white pieces. We can now go back completely, but there is b6. We're gonna play d6. This is fine for black, but I think we should get more active. Let's go with the move queen h4 as we planned. The queen starts to run. Let's see if this is a good play or a bad play. I don't know. Quite unusual to have the queen on h4, but we are just trying to be very, very active. So b6 on the board. Next, what can we target? Now maybe time to play this solid move d6. The b6 pawn we should be able to collect with the move knight on d7, followed by the move rook on b8. In case we manage to collect the pawn on b6, black is just better. Look at this bishop here on f6. Such a powerful bishop, so in case white has nothing instant, we are doing very, very well. Naiditsch is already coming with a couple of excuses before the game. Before the game already the excuses are starting. What is that? Maybe we should just hide the queen. But I think to catch the queen is usually impossible, so let's go with the move queen on h5. I don't believe that white is capable of catching the queen in any way, because to catch the queen is so difficult. Next we should be collecting the pawn here, but first maybe let's change the bishop. So we play the move bishop h3. Now actually the queen is quite useful here. So that's bishop on f3. And we can go queen on f5. Looks good. Why not to do it? Or queen on e5 is also looking good because there's knight c4. Where to put the queen? I think we can also play the move bishop on g4, which is also looking good. So where should we play next? But on the other hand, there is no short castle, but there is this kind of g4 play somewhere. So I think we will be playing maybe the most safe bishop on g4. This looks like a safe play plus a very, very nice position. So Naiditsch, your brother, wants to play or not? Because if he wants to play, let me know his account name, and of course, please, the challenge after the game. Bishop on g4. The main idea for black is, of course, that we have the bishop here on f6. Once I get this knight on d7, black will be doing much better. So we have to be a little bit cautious somewhere that the pawn might be somehow protected, but it's difficult to protect the pawn. So I think we are doing very, very well. Now after the move h3, it's gonna be not easy to do the short castle, which is good for black. Where to put the queen? Maybe we should actually stay there, but not sure. Not sure. How can we win something here? It feels like a very, very good position for black, but I'm just considering how can we get the pawn on b6? Or should we play with the move e6 somewhere? I don't know what is best here. Okay, let's go with a simple queen on c8. This cannot be a bad play. So next we're gonna get the knight on d7. Rook on c1, quite strange, because what is the idea of this rook on c1? Not sure, so let's get out with a knight. He will be trying to keep the pawn on b6 alive. I can see that, but I think black is having excellent counterplay. Let's change one knight here. The knight on a4 will be doing terrible because the knight has no moves here. And all the knight is doing is to protect the pawn on b6, so this is not the best knight ever. We should have great counterplay in this position. Let's just play this queen on d7. Also, there is no short castle, as you can see, and this is problematic. So we are playing not only against the knight here, which might be already enough compensation for black, but we are also playing against the short castle. Bishop is a beast. Once we get the pawn on b6, black is doing way better. This is quite a typical King's Indian here, that we have this kind of unclear positions all the time. He might want to take the pawn, but I don't think he wants, because we have this one. So let's just go away. Let's see what is going to happen next. We have the queen on b5 play in a lot of occasions. And of course we will be able to play the move e6 somewhere. So we have a couple of ideas. I don't know how this helps him. Rook on d1. What a solid guy here, by the way. He plays so solid. Not a bad player at all. Maybe queen on b5. Let me see what is his reaction against the move queen on b5. We have the move e6. This will be played somewhere, but we have to wait for the right moment. Sometimes we have to show some patience. I think we have full compensation here, but it is a big fight. So let's see what will be happening next. I can play this e6, but the problem is I'm not sure that I'm doing better there. It's enough compensation, but I would like to get something more than just enough compensation. The knight on a4 is so bad. We should try, I think, to get something more than just enough compensation. h5 is going to be useful. He just castles short side. Makes sense. Maybe let's play something like the move h4, but I don't know if we need it. This is a thing, and yeah, we should play it at some moment, the move e6, I think, because there is nothing better we can do here. But okay, let's go maybe with the move e6. e6 has to be played. This is pity, but he's playing also a very good game. We have to admit that our opponent is playing very good game. The knight is completely out, so it's a bit weird that we are not doing better in this position. It looks like all we need to do is to get the rook here, and that's it. But how to do that? It's not easy. Maybe we have to go for this endgame. I don't know if we should go for the endgame. Also, not so much time on the board. Okay, we have to play something. We have to move something. Rook here. Bishop here. I should have played way quicker, but he's playing extremely good game. I mean, I don't know how is he doing that, but he plays extremely strong. 5. Let's go back. Let's go here. You can take, yeah. Is it working to take? Maybe. Yeah, I think we are losing, but how he can play so well, I don't know. He is just crushing us. He plays super strong. I mean, like, unbelievably strong. This is... I don't know, how is he doing that? Also here, the most precise play. No, but this is just unbelievably strong play by the guy. I mean, we have just no chance. We had no chance. I don't know how to play so strong like the guy, because this is a play of at least, I don't know, 2650 to 7 Grandmaster, because he plays just the best. This is incredible. It looks like we have a good position here. But he plays like the best play. Also, I don't know, this super weird rook on c1. It feels like black is doing well, but I could have taken on c3, but this is maybe why rook c1. Incredible play by our opponent. I don't know who it is, because to play this kind of level, this is something that, okay, that's basically a Grandmaster of at least 2650. Elo. Also rook on d2, perfect play. Rook on d3, but this is amazing play. I mean, like, this is so high level play. And also rook here works. Wow. Okay, what to do? Sometimes we're facing people that are just much better than us. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very strong play. It's just 2650 at least. This is incredible, because this is not a guy of 2-5. I mean, 2-5 rapid, this is a joke, because, okay, we're playing against 2650 Grandmaster at least. Or something is wrong with the game, because to show this kind of level of play is just incredible. Also very strange not to play h4, because it would be human play. And yeah. Also here castle, not to keep the king in the center, because we are getting towards endgame. I don't know. It's like unbelievably strong player. We could do nothing. We could just do nothing. Okay, this you will be playing unrated on your browser's account. That's fine. Just challenge me and we're gonna have the game. No, it's alright. This, your browser's account is fine, of course. Just challenge me, please. We will be playing the next game. So. I don't see the challenge yet from you. This you can challenge from your browser's account. That's fine. Let me see, maybe I missed something in the chat. So. Let's go this with your challenge. The previous game we played incredibly strong chess player. I mean, this is unreal. The level of play of the guy is just unreal. So sometimes we're playing people where we have literally zero chance, like zero. And to be honest, I never played anybody where I saw I have zero chance. I played against the best of the world. You're still getting some kind of chances, but we had zero chance in the previous game. This is strange. So, okay, these our. Let's see how strong is this. So I am white. Let's start with the move e4 against this. Let's go. e4, e5. Let's play knight f3. So it's gonna be an interesting game. Knight on f6. So we have the Petrov defense, or the Russian opening, how people call it. Let's go with taking on e5. d6. Let's go back. This is, of course, all theory and just the beginning of it. Usually black is taking the pawn on e4. This would be normal. Knight on c6, not taking the pawn on e4, but why not to take? What is that? I will be defending the pawn. d5. Ooh, this is too active. This is too active to give a pawn like that. Not sure, not sure. Now we can take, I think. It looks better for white in my opinion. Or should we play the move e5, which is also looking better, so we have to do one of those. What should we play here? Both is looking good. Maybe e5, why not? We are attacking the knight on f6. We would like to play d4 next. So things are looking good here for white. d4 or no d4. Very aggressive playing style. But we are doing better, so let's go with the move d4. Just being solid should be enough here with the white pieces, at least to my understanding. There is a little bit of counterplay for black, but we should be able to defend from the counterplay, and then we will be having just the extra pawn. So, Avocado is back in the chat. Avocado always with us. Next stage of the game is I should do something with the knight on e4, so I'm attacking the knight by playing bishop on d3. And it looks like just a pawn up position now for white. So, next short castle, of course. We try to be safe here. We have the pawn up position next. We will be continuing playing a very safe game. So first we get out with our pieces, and then we see what we do next. This is typical pawn up. Again, try to be as solid as you can. b6. Okay, let's get the rook on e1. We are just bringing the pieces into the game first. Next move will be h3. Just to be safe, this is number one priority with a pawn up. Maybe also bishop on f4 is gonna be well positioned for the future. So easy play during the next couple of moves. Let's see if this is gonna have some counterplay, but it doesn't look like that for the moment. Still, you never know. Chess game is very complicated. So for example, last game we thought we are doing well, and I'm sure that we've been doing well, but the opponent played then, I don't know, 30 best moves in a row. I don't know how to do that. For example, I am not strong enough to play this kind of level. I don't know how did he do that. a5, changing the bishop is not a bad idea, but still we are just developing our pieces first. Bishop is doing well on f4 for the future, and bishop on a6. Black wants to change. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, of course. To change the bishop is not a bad idea, but the problem is that anyway, black is doing worse here. Let me prepare maybe something with a move e6 somewhere. This is an idea number one. An idea number two, we can keep the bishop alive. This is also looking very good, but I think we should maybe do this transportation, so I will be taking first. Now I play the move queen on d3. The rook is under attack, and then we're gonna transport the queen here to the king side. This is quite typical, and I think white is doing still much better because we have the extra pawn. No rush here. Extra pawn, we have all the time in the world to play step by step, because there is no reason to rush rook on a7, defending the pawn on c7 somewhere. On the other hand, obviously the rook is not perfectly positioned, and maybe even we can try to play this move c4, but I don't know if I should let knight on b4 happen on the board, so probably let's go with the move queen on f5. We transport the queen to the king side. There is no obvious counterplay here for black. Queen c8 is a good play. Yeah, endgame might be the best idea that black has, but we will be not changing queens immediately. Or should we? Change is also very good endgame, of course, but yeah, let's go first with the move queen on h5. We don't have to change the queens so quickly. So, rook a7. This is a very strange play because I would put the rook on a8, but it's alright. It's not a bad play, so... Next, I think we should change the bishop because we have the bad bishop, so... We're changing the bishop, which is very, very logical. And this endgame will be very difficult for black. Queen on f5, but I have this queen on h4, I thought. Is it not good? Is it not just a win? Let's see. I thought I have the queen on h4 idea, and that's it. We should push at some moment the move e6, and I think we will be just doing winning because the rook is completely out of the game. So usually to defend positions where you are, a rook down is not possible, or should be not possible, so... h6 makes sense. Let's go with the move knight h3, I guess. The knight is getting here to f4, e6 is, in my opinion, deadly. Knight on d8. Black is bringing the knight back, but okay, this is very strong play by our friend. But what happens in case I take? I play knight f4, the idea is g5, take c6, what? Okay, to see something like this is incredible. I don't know how to see lines like that. So we have to play rook on e2. Knight on d8, incredibly strong play because it looks like it is resignation after knight f4, but there is this g5 play. Wow. To see moves like that, I am not strong enough for that. c5. I don't know if this is a good play. d5 is gonna be now always, of course, in trouble. So all we need to do is to get the knight on f4, and we are doing just much better. Should be close to winning. So maybe first queen on f4. Does it make sense? Queen goes here, or maybe first this, or it's time to push the move g4, but not sure. Not sure about the g4 play. We can play the move g4, but it feels like we should do something with a knight on h3. It's strange, but I cannot find easy way to get knight on f4. So maybe, yeah, let's go with the move queen on f4. We try to change the queens. It should be a good idea. So queen goes back. Now I think we have this one. Or it's again not working. This is unbelievable. What is going on in this position? Let's go queen on e3. We have to get the knight on f4. Once we get the knight on f4, we should be very close to win the game. After giving just a free pawn in the opening, we are getting outplayed. Still, of course, white is doing better, but I don't know how we're getting outplayed. Black is fighting here very well. Yes, it is a very difficult position still for black. Probably it is a lost position because at some moment the pawns will start falling, but great fight, of course, by black. Great play. This knight on d8, very impressive. This was extremely impressive. Now, of course, we're changing the knights, so... Is there something else except taking the knight? I see nothing else. take? Now we need to think. To take with the queen or with the pawn? I think with the pawn looks much more logical. So we're taking with the pawn. The rook is getting into the game. Yeah, the c2 pawn is under attack, but also here we have the move e6. Is it not a winning continuation? Wow. e6 is not winning. Why e6 is not winning? So take, we go there. I don't know if this is a winning continuation or not, but it doesn't seem like it is winning. Yeah, this is of course very, very bad luck for me that this is not winning, because it looks winning, but it is not. So I think I should be playing this one to attack the pawn on d5, but okay, let's go with the move queen on f3. I don't like this play so much, but I think we have to play it. So let's go with the move queen on f3, attacking the pawn on d5. Still, it is not so clear if this is a win or if this is a draw. In case we get the h4, h5, it's gonna be a win, but not so easy because there is this pressure against the pawn on c2, and yeah. At the moment, the pawn cannot be taken. Also, we have the move queen on b3 coming next. Queen on e6. Okay, it gives us a little bit of time to do something. We should, I think, get active here on the b file, but okay, let's play this one. I don't think it can be bad. We would like eventually to go rook on b5 somewhere, but and we're gonna lose both pawns, so I don't like to lose both of them. I guess it is the move rook on b2, but then there is this rook on c3, the queen goes somewhere. How should we play here? Maybe this. Queen on g4, queen or rook goes here. Yeah, it looks like queen on b3. It's a good play, but not so easy. Not so easy here to win this game. Now the pawns of black are also under attack, so this is our chance. Queen on c6. Why is it a good play? b6 pawn is still under attack. This is a strange play. I don't know why is it helping black. So I will be playing just the move h3. So finally we have this king on h2. Now we can be focused on winning the pawn. Oh, to go for this rook and game, I don't know if this is a good idea, because this is almost, I think, a win for white. It has to be a win. As well, we can just take the pawn on b6, which is also looking to be winning for white. So what is the easiest way to play in this position? Go for this endgame. It looks like a win, but not so easy. Maybe let's go first. Okay, I guess I should take. Nice. Oh well, I missed the rook in one move. No, I blundered just the rook. I sought for too long and then, yeah, just a rook blunder. So now we will be losing the game. Yeah, we have no chance. We have no chance. Too much under pressure. Now we will be losing. Do we have still a chance? I don't think so. We should just resign, I guess. After this blunder, yep, we will be resigning because the rook takes c2 coming next. We should not blunder rooks. All right. What to do? The rook blunder was bad, but I think we are close to be winning here in this rook game, but it is a fight. Not so easy still, not so easy. All right. This is too strong, yeah. Of course, we all blunder. This is normal. This is just too strong. We cannot fight this after giving us a free pawn in the opening, so this is like a present. Then this is just outplaying us. Never seen something like this in my life, just to give a pawn for free and then to outplay. This is incredible. What is happening on chess.com is just incredible because it never happens in a real life game. So yeah, this b6 a5 also looks very strange, not to put the bishop to g4. Okay, rook a7. Too strong. This is too strong for us. All right, let's go with our next 10-minute game. Let's see. Let's see. This is too strong for us. I should have gone for the endgame with a pawn up. Okay, let's go with our next game with a move e4, e5. Knight on f3, knight on c6. Let's play the Spanish opening with a move bishop on b5, a6, and bishop takes c6, short castle. So, bishop on g4 and a3. This is a normal line of the Spanish bishop takes c6. So yeah. Here, g4 is the usual way to play. We're getting this close Spanish with a move knight takes e5, bishop d6. This is all theory. I think queen h4, by the way, is theory, if I remember correctly. Bishop on d6 is a rare line, so should we take it? Or maybe we can now go back knight on f3. I don't know. Let's go knight on f3. h5 still seems to be theory. The guy is playing so quick. Let's go with the move g5. I don't know. Do you see a checkmate towards the white king here? If there is no checkmate, we will be doing super well. So, king on g2. In case he takes, I have the rook on e1 and I will be winning the piece on the e file. So, sure, long castle and d3. h4, so bishop h5 is coming next. Wow, this is dangerous, but maybe we are still holding. Let's see. We have to play bishop e3, I think, to get the knight on d2. Now, knight on e7. Also, the guy is playing instantly. Why is he playing instantly? There is this kind of e5 play. Is it so bad? In case he takes, I'm gonna take, then I'm gonna go back, so he will be going bishop on b4. I think it's alright, we can try this move, e5. Our opponent with this instant play in this kind of complex position. I don't know if this is a good way to play chess, because you're getting punished usually with a move e5 and now c3. I thought it's alright, but maybe. Okay, let's go with the move c3. The bishop has to be moved to a5 because there is nothing else. So now what can be done there? Our opponent is considering something, but I don't know what, because bishop a5, we have the move knight on c4. So, what do we have in the chat? This disappeared after the win. No words by this. He crushed us and disappeared. So let's go with the move c takes b4. This is joking with us in the chat. I mean, this, in case you're not taking the pawn on e4, it means that your level is just a very, very beginner. You got after opening a completely lost position, like completely lost with a pawn down. Of course, you know that. And okay, we all know this, how the game went, so... Queen e2, of course, a blunder, but there is absolutely no way to play this opening and to be even 1000 elo rated player. Like, zero chance. So you just give me a free pawn, and then you would like to see if it is enough for me to have the extra pawn, but... Well, this... What can I say? So we have rook on d8, we have the extra piece here. We are under attack. Let's see if we can defend with a move a knight on b3. Also, this is giving us advices. Well, this, if you can beat me, I think you can easily crush Magnus Carlsen. Easily, because if you are not professional chess player, you can beat me. The next is only Magnus Carlsen, because I think Caruana has no chance against you. If you don't do chess, you can beat grandmasters. I think only Magnus Carlsen can stop you. There is nobody else. Knight on g6. We are almost getting checkmated here, but is it a checkmate? Because we have the move a knight on d4. He's gonna take. We will be taking. There is a check on e4. We have the move f3. Ooh, is it a checkmate or is it not a checkmate? Can we go with the move knight on c5, attacking the rook here, but the rook is getting to d2, but I mean, this might be a checkmate. Are we getting checkmated by our opponent? Or we can defend the current position? Is there a defense? Let's calculate the move knight here. There is a check, so this is for sure lost. The problem is knight on d4. There is knight takes, takes. Queen e4, there is a move f3, and then there is knight on e4. We go away. But okay. This is also not looking very good. I think we will be getting checkmated by the feeling, but maybe we are okay with the move knight on d4, but then there is this queen on e4 immediately. This is a serious problem because knight on f4 is coming next. It seems like we have no defense. Our opponent also very, very strong. So, our opponent also very, very strong. We don't have a chance, I think, also in this game. So, can we do something here with white not to lose the game? It seems like we are lost. I don't know. Is there a defense? I think the only defense is to play rook on e1, but also this is not looking like a defense. But we don't have something else. The problem is knight f4. Okay, I think we have to play this one, but it is a lost position, so we're not saving the game by playing the move knight on d4. Maybe there is just no way to save the game. Can we save the game? But I think not. I think we are just lost. Still, we have to fight, but how to fight in this position? I don't see a move. I don't see a move to fight in this position. I think we have to resign. Our opponent also is way too strong. He sacrifices us a piece easily and just giving a checkmate. I mean, we're playing incredibly strong people here on chess.com, because it only happens on chess.com. In real life, these people are scoring 0 points, but on chess.com they're so good. They are too good for us, I think. I think we have just no solution here even to fight on. This is a problem, that it is so much lost that we cannot fight on in this position, yeah. This is only move that I have, but it is not working. This is the thing that, yeah, we're just losing now. We have no chance. But there is nothing else that I'm able of playing except the move knight on d4, so no chances. Once again, we're getting completely crushed by very, very strong players. I am just wondering that why these players are not playing professional chess tournaments. This is something I don't understand. With this kind of level of play. So this, I'm telling you again, man, in case you can win against me having completely lost position on move 4, being a pawn down, you should go immediately for professional chess. You will be world champion. There is no way to stop you from being world champion, just no way. In case you're not working on chess, you can give Grandmaster approximately +2 out of opening and then you can win. I mean, you should just go for the professional chess. It is as easy as that, because there is nobody as talented as you. Not even a single guy can match up with you. Very, very easy. Queen on e4, yeah, been played. We expected that, so we have no chance. I will be resigning now the game, because once again, we have a monster of an opponent and we can do nothing. We just can do nothing to survive here. Okay, only chance is to take, but yeah, this is not a real chance, of course. We are completely lost, but I had nothing else. But again, our guy is so good, so good. This is incredible. What is happening today to our opponents? Everyone is just so good. Very, very strong, yeah. Very, very strong. We have to resign the game because there is no way to fight these people. We cannot fight them. So we will be resigning now. That's it. That's it. We got crushed in 22 moves by basically an amateur chess player who sees everything, calculates everything. Especially this piece sacrifice is unbelievable. Would you ever play the move Queen f5 just for our understanding? This is wow. I mean, Queen f5, so not to take the pawn, but to play Queen on f5. So it's not like you want to save the bishop or you take the pawn, but you are just playing queen on f5. Very calm move in a position with a piece down, because you see that after rook on d8 also fantastic play, so you're not in a rush. And after knight on g6, everything is working. I mean, this level of play, this is incredible. I mean, I don't know who can play chess like that. I met only in my life Magnus Carlsen, who is capable of showing this kind of level of play. Nobody except Magnus ever showed me this level of play. This is incredible, just how to play chess like this. What to do? What to do? We're facing today only extremely strong chess players who are very, very unknown to anybody. Nobody knows these strong chess players, but they are so strong that they can beat easily Magnus Carlsen. Easily. I mean, this guy that we faced prior could crush Magnus Carlsen easily. Not even a competitor to Magnus. Let's go with the next game. And yes, I see a message by Swiftworks. I have to. I sound like Jan Gustafsson. I don't think I sound like Jan. I think we sound different, but 20 minutes of waiting to say that. All right. So yeah. Okay. So, after facing very strong people, let's hope that we are facing finally a normal opponent, because we are just playing this cyborgs. The cyborgs are unbeatable. The cyborgs are too strong. We can do nothing against it. Just for your information, just for you to understand, I've been already explaining it many times here on the channel. For, let's say, 2000 ELO player to win against a Grandmaster is impossible. Even one game out of 1000 is gonna be 1000 to 0. You have absolutely no chance of beating a Grandmaster in case you are 2000 ELO rated player, so it means 2-3 in rapid here. In case, for example, you are 2200 ELO rated players, or you are, let's say, FIDE Master. As a FIDE Master, you can beat Grandmaster potentially maybe few times in your life. So there are many FIDE Masters, for example, that never won a game against a Grandmaster, like never. Not even one. So this has to be understood, that this is happening only in the online chess, and yeah. It is the way it is, and again, we don't care about it because we are here to enjoy the beautiful game of chess. And what is happening now on the board? I don't understand it. Our guy is also playing so quickly. Wow, why is he playing so quickly? So yeah, this is so far. Of course, anybody can make a blunder, one move blunder, but otherwise an amateur chess player cannot be the professional. And this is, of course, not only in chess, this is everywhere. This is happening everywhere. So let's see what we can do next. I think we should be taking here on d5. And e5 is normal. No, but the thing is, again, if you compare online, people are saying I'm capable of doing that, I'm capable of doing this, How many times did you do that in a real life game? And the answer is 0. Absolutely 0, absolutely never. So it's always the same. You can claim whatever you want, but nobody can prove it. So find me a proof where you have a game of 2000 ELO rated player winning against a GM. Show me the game. Did it ever happen? Did it happen maybe once out of 1 million games? So to claim is very, very easy, of course, but to do is a bit harder. Now we have the move knight on e4, so we will be taking, of course, on e4. I don't know, why is he giving us now the pawn on e4? So queen takes. And we have the couple of pawns up. Now bishop on b7, and usually we should play the move queen on g4 following the move bishop on h6. We have also the move d5, which is looking very good here. So I think our opponent should not give us, he should not have gave us the pawn on e4, but alright. Next, queen on g4 or d5, both is looking like a win for white here. Maybe d5, maybe queen on g4. I don't know where is the difference, so this is maybe easier. Queen on g4. Idea is to play the move bishop on h6, and I think it is basically a game over because there is no defense against bishop on h6, so white is doing much better here. So yeah. Yes, please, only English. We will be deleting other languages. So, knight takes on d4, and here we have the f. Try to calculate for yourself. White to play, white wins. We have a little but a nice combination, and you see that we are playing against 2300 guy who cannot see a little nice trick. And this is normal. Again, this is an amateur chess player, so 2300 is approximately ELO 1900, 1800, so this is normal to blunder something because these are amateur chess players. They have nothing to do with professional chess player. So for a guy, let's say, of 2300 here, rapid on chess.com to win against a grandmaster is not happening. This is just an impossible task. Impossible task to do. No way. So, of course, there is a blunder. Sometimes there is something else, but in a normal circumstance, there is no way to do that. So, please, white to play. White is winning. I give you 20 seconds to find. We have this. Okay, this. Thanks for your support. This is saying a reminder that the account I played on was not mine. To the chat. Love the content. I will be keep a distance. Show me respect to Naiditsch. He is a learner. We always show respect here on the channel. This, come on. I think it's very, very good to learn new things, but this, you're giving me a pawn in the opening just for free. Nobody can do that. Nobody. This, in case you are a very good chess player, you would never give a pawn for free. In case you give a pawn for free, what is the meaning? What is the meaning? This, it's not happening like one without the other, so this is not possible. In any case, in this position here, we have knight takes on d4. We are attacking the bishop on b7, and next will be knight on f5. No, but okay, let's stop discussing the cheating topics, etc, etc. Let's focus on the games. Again, we are focused on not the right thing here. So let's focus on the games. If somebody wants to cheat against us, we just don't care, because anybody can beat me online on chess.com. I already said it many times, and we lost games against literally people who cannot make 1-2 moves without blundering something. So for example, again, we played 2300. He does not see the move knight on f5, and this is normal because he's 1800 elo approximately. This is normal. This is absolutely normal for guys like that. So let us not speak about cheating. Anybody can beat me here on chess.com. Literally anybody, anyone. So why to talk about it? It makes no sense. If somebody wants to cheat and win, he can do that. That's why there are no GMs playing rapid on chess.com, because chess.com is basically doing nothing against the cheaters. And yeah, that's why nobody plays. In any case, very good. In case you saw this, knight takes d4 and knight on f5 tricks. Now we are winning, so let's go with the next game. Let's see what is happening in the next one. So let's see who will be our next opponent. Our next opponent is 2000 from, I think that it's a flag of Spain, so maybe let's abort the game, because let's play somebody a little bit more higher, then it makes more fun. So let's start the game. Let's search for a new opponent that maybe we're lucky to get at least 2-2, 2-3, then the game is getting a little bit more interesting. Okay, now we get a stronger opponent. So for example, just for you to understand, National Master, this is approximately a level of 2000, 2100 elo in the FIDE. So this is already a player that is participating in the tournaments, that is already quite serious about chess, at least time to time, not very serious, but National Master. Can National Master be calling himself a professional chess player? The answer is no. This has nothing to do with professional chess player. So just for you to understand, National Master is a level of 2000, 2100 professional chess players. Let's say me was 10 years old, I've been stronger than the National Master. Magnus Carlsen was 12 years old, Grandmaster already. Most of the professional chess players are with 13 international masters lately, the latest 13, 14, 15. So National Master sounds like a good player for club level player, yes, but it has nothing to do with professional chess. So it is important to understand that the high level professional, it doesn't matter in which area you are the high level professional. It has nothing to do with amateur chess. So you're working hard, you are showing results, you need a lot of things to be a professional in something. It has nothing to do with amateur chess players. That's why for an amateur chess player to win a game against a professional is almost impossible. There is no way to do that. So yeah, this is important to understand. So we have the short castle and knight on f5. I see Luke Skywalker saying candidate master is not 2-2. Luke, you are wrong about it. In any case, let's focus on the game. So we have the move d5 been played, which is normal. So now we are having this pin here, which is unpleasant. So let's go queen on f3. White is doing slightly better, I think, in this position, but of course not much is going on. It's a very normal play. So let's see next. Let's get the rook into the game. We have the good rook here on d1. Slightly better for white, but not so much, of course, not so much. So let's see. Should we keep the diagonal? I think we should. So let's put here the rook on e1. Not looking bad. The rook on e1. Once again, we should stop talking about the cheating. For those of you who like to continue these topics, you will be muted on the channel because it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Or we can enjoy the beautiful game of chess together, or we will be muting you, and that's it. So, bishop on e5. Good play by our opponent, I think, because he wants eventually to take somewhere on c3, but this is a possible play. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Interesting, if I have the move knight on e2, maybe I can sacrifice the pawn on e2, but I don't know if I should do that. It looks a little bit suspicious. I don't like it so much. What else can we do here? We have this kind of knight on e4 play, a little bit crazy, but might be interesting. Ooh, I don't know if this is a good play. This is a problem. We can go bishop g3, but this position is approximately equal, so we will be not doing better after the move bishop on g3. This is equal. Maybe we should go with this slow play, but there is queen on d7 coming next. This is also not the best. So what can we do here? Okay, let's go with the move knight on e2. I don't think it is a great play, but let's see what happens after. Queen on d6 will be played, bishop on g3. Not the best play, not the best play, but I don't think that we have something better. So let's go knight on e2. Let's see first, of course, if bishop takes b2 can be played. And then we see what happens next. Let's see, let's see. So, what can we play next? Knight is not doing so well, but knight wants to get to d4 somewhere. Black's position is good here. Black is doing maybe slightly better, but it is not much better, so slightly better. So as we said, we play the move bishop on g3. This was the idea. Here is a pin in case our opponent is taking on g3. I don't know if I should take with a knight or with a pawn. We have a strange pawn structure here on the board. It is more or less equal, I would say. Maybe black can try a little bit to play for being better, but it is not like black is doing much better. It is minimal advantage for black, I would say. So let's see what happens next. Our opponent is considering options. I think the action is gonna be obviously on the E file, so black has to do something on the E file. So let's see. Rook on b8, attacking the pawn. Okay, so we can play the move b3, that's fine. Why rook on b8? This is strange, because I don't know what is the idea of rook on b8. Why b3 is a weakness? Potentially there's this queen on a3, but somehow, I don't know, I would never go for the move queen on a3 in case I would be black. It doesn't seem like the right approach, because the action is here on the e file, so in case you get the queen to the corner of the board, can this be the right approach? I don't know, but to me it seems to be a little bit weird to drop the action here in the center. I don't know, I think a little bit risky to play with black, something like queen on a3. But of course, let's see, that's a possible play. I mean, it's not like it's bad, so of course black can try it. Knight on e4 is also normal. Now we can take and play the move knight on d4, or we should try to do something with a knight on e4. So we have to knight on f4 idea, also not looking so bad. He's gonna take, and we're gonna have a very, very strange setup. Very, very strange setup. On the other hand, I can just take and play the move knight on g3. This would be just an equal position, but we would like to fight a little bit here. I don't like that we have just an equal play. Maybe we can make the position a little bit more complex. So maybe something like the move c4. Looks dangerous, to be honest. I don't like so much the move c4, but we are trying to make a little bit the game a little bit more complex. Let's go with the move c4, because now so many options here for black. And when you have position with a lot of options, it is not easy to play. To choose from 1-2 moves is easy, but when you have suddenly like 4, 5, 6 options to choose from, it makes the game a little bit difficult. The decision is one of the most difficult things in chess, to decide when you have one option, second option, third option that can be played. It is so difficult. All right. Let's see. And of course, welcome everyone here to our channel VChess. We have an educational channel. In case you're enjoying my comments and you see some value in them, like and subscribe to our educational channel. I think we have nice discussions here about many positions from many different openings, so you might enjoy it. And once again, this channel is more for serious people, so it means it is for people who are intellectually doing a little bit better than the average. We have to stay objective because it is a chess game. We should not repeat nonsense that you see in a short video. It's like somebody, you go on your Instagram and then you're screaming, I believe in aliens because I saw somebody showing me this on Instagram. It is not a sign of a very high IQ person. So I believe chess is more for the people that use their brains a bit more than an average person. And that's why we try to keep the chat, the conversation and the ideas for the people that are using their brain. If not, there are, I think, so many streams. You can go there, you can discuss cheating, you can discuss Kramnik. You both have no idea of cheating, and Kramnik, of course. Kramnik is a great world champion. I think If people would be even 1% of Kramnik, people should be very, very happy about it. So, but this is normal. It's like a little guy on the couch is threatening everybody, but he is a little guy on the couch. Once he is outside, this person is so scared of everything, but on the couch, he is a superstar. So, couch heroes. Too many of the couch heroes lately. So let's focus now on the game. Our opponent took on g3. I don't know if this is good because the knight been doing so well on e4, but this is a problem after the move c4. As I described, when you have very many options, the decision-making process is getting difficult because you have to choose, and to choose the right move is sometimes just very, very difficult. So you're starting to be hesitating. Should I go this or should I go that? And then the mistakes do happen. This is absolutely normal for a chess game. Now we have the rook on d8. So I think I'm taking over slowly, because now maybe we'll get a chance to be better in this position. Let's go with the move king on h2, I think first, just in case. Not to be checked somewhere unpleasantly. So king is here. The knight from e2 should be going over knight on c1 to d3 in most of the cases. So all right. Queen on f6. There is a check on h4, but this check is not really dangerous, so I don't know if I should go now knight on f4, because slowly we are doing better. Maybe first queen on g4, there's queen on g5, I guess. Maybe. The question is, can we win the pawn by taking on d5 and taking here? Not sure, because we might be losing something on the c file, on the e file, I mean. So, what can we do next? Here, king h3. This is a funny play, but I don't know if this is a good play. Not sure. Okay, maybe let's go with the move queen on g4. Let's see first what is going to be the play of our opponent. So d4. Now we have the light squares, so we are doing better now with the white. d4 is not a good play because we are able to block it, and the bishop is gonna be pretty poor. So d4 I think is a serious mistake by our opponent. He should not have played the move d4. Now I think we have the move knight on c1. The knight is getting to d3 and white is doing better. So yeah, c5, knight is getting to d3. Now you see that we have this beautiful knight and there is no direct counterplay by black, so black is a little bit paralyzed because what to do here with the black pieces, no clear plan. We have the knight, so white is doing better. The next step for white is, of course, to dominate on the e file in case it's possible, or to push the pawns forward, which is also making sense because we are doing better on the king side, so we will be advancing, but the rook on e3 is coming, so we have to be cautious. We cannot just move forward, and yeah, this would be a mistake. So, is there somewhere this check on h4? I think it's not really dangerous, so we can play maybe the move rook on e4. It's looking good, so I think why not to play it? Rook on e4, followed by the move rook on e1, and this position is already looking very, very unpleasant for black. Queen on g5, this endgame, it's a bad endgame. It's a bad endgame, but should we go for the endgame? Because we can keep the queens on the board, but I think to go for endgame is easier. Now, I think we can play this one. We're taking on e4, and you see the domination of the knight over the bishop on d6, so this position, I don't know if it is a winning position, but it looks like a winning position, so all we need to do is to advance and we need to be a little bit cautious with the counterplay. So in theory we have somewhere... Okay, let's go with the move f4 first. I think it is not bad to play the move f4. We will be taking g4. Ooh, g4 is risky because this pawn is gonna fall. Alright, let's... Can I take the pawn, by the way? No, not yet. So let's go back. Let's go... How to win the pawn on g4? Can we win the pawn? Very strange. No way to win the pawn. How is it possible? Because this d pawn is running, yeah. I cannot win the pawn. This is crazy, because I thought I should be able to win the pawn, but I cannot find a way. So rook e1 and rook h5. Wow. Amazing play by our opponent. What is it? Kind of play. Fantastic. Okay, I have to play this. I have to do something, but what a play by our guy. And also so quickly played. Very, very strong. What can I say? Very, very strong play. We have to try to get some counterplay because we just lost the pawn. I didn't think that something like this is possible. What a high level play. Also king e7 is not losing now. The bishop is like amazing. How is it possible? Okay, we have to take probably in any case. Go here. Go here. Is there a way to save the bishop? Yes, he finds a way to save the bishop. Here. Let's give a check, or I don't know what to do here. This is also not working, but how is it possible that nothing works? I don't understand that. I don't know, something super strange happened. Now we will be just losing on time, I guess. But okay, something like this I have never seen, because he is playing way, way weaker in... just for fun we are fighting, but we have no chance, of course. This is clear. What is that? How is it possible that he gets to 1 minute and plays way on 1 minute against 3 minutes? Okay. What a guy. What a guy. Because look at that. I mean, d4. It's a very, very bad play, obviously. Because now white is doing much, much better. And here starts the amazing play by the guy, because g4, fantastic. I didn't think of that at all, because, okay, this position, I don't know if this is a win for white, but should be a win. I can go first here, g4, but obviously 2 minutes. Okay, he has 42 seconds. So now he plays at tempo this. Okay, now king e7, fantastic, because he's holding with rook on b5, king on d6. Okay, now I didn't want to draw, but rook a5 also with 1 second to allow c5. I mean, how is it possible? Wow. Okay, here I am very, very bad when it comes to bullet. Of course, he is going to beat me, but 2 minutes versus 40 seconds, this is a bit strange. I don't know. Because he plays d5. I mean, here, obviously, knight on g3, quite a bad play. Now, d4 is just terrible move. I mean, this is terrible. Total misunderstanding of position. So usually this player should just lose in a couple of moves, but now he starts to play all the best to find g4 and the rook eating the pawn in just a couple of seconds. This is incredible. I don't know. This is just incredible play. I mean, fantastic how to do that. Now, okay, he spent 7 seconds before playing rook h5. But to do in 1 second all of that. Wow. What can I say? What can I say? This is not a good chess player because, again, knight on g3, d4. Very, very poor play, but I don't know how he does all of that. I don't understand how to do in 1 second, because look, in 1 second he finds it. Now he spends 7 seconds before rook h5 because, okay, now it is way easier to play than the move rook h5 and to take. Way, way easier. Now 5 seconds on king e7 to calculate in 5 seconds that you are not losing the bishop. Wow, this is unreal. This is just unreal. Okay, what to do? What to do? We have no chance against these people here on chess.com. We literally have no chance. Even in positions, even in endgames that are much better for white, we still have no chances. What to do? Too strong. We're playing people that are just way too strong. Nothing we can do. I don't have any kind of frustration. For me, it is all, of course, just very, very funny. This is funny. This is not nothing else. It is funny, but I feel that it's pity for these people because, okay, they have some kind of psychological trauma. I think they want to win somewhere. They cannot do it in normally zero success, so they want to win somewhere. And then we see this kind of unbelievable play. Yeah? Incredible play, but okay. It's also good for us. We can learn something from these players. Because look at this. The rook h5, rook f5 idea. Unbelievable. To see this kind of idea in 1 second is impossible. I mean, like, zero chance. Literally zero. You cannot find it in 1 second. Nobody can find it. Again, Magnus Carlsen maybe can, but nobody else. And then the knight king e7 also. Not at king e6, not somewhere else, not taking, which looks very normal. King e7, so he keeps the position. Yeah. Too high level. This is too high level. And then we compare it with a lot of time. So look at this. He has 4 minutes 42. The guy is thinking 3 minutes, makes a bad play. Then he thinks 14 minutes, 14 seconds, make a bad play. And then he thinks for 15 seconds, plays a terrible move d4. Just terrible, because this is one of the worst moves that he can do here. Of course, he keeps the pawn on d5, so black is perfectly fine. And then he starts to play just the best. Yeah, what to do? Too strong. Too strong. What to do? We're facing incredibly strong players on chess.com because in real life they are very weak. They are just losing all the time, but on chess.com they are unstoppable. What can we do? Nothing we could do here. Alright, that's it from today's morning stream. I will be having my stream in the evening, so in case you're a little bit serious about your own games, you can join us, of course, in the evening. In case you are obviously just would like to scam or to say something, you are at the wrong place. So yeah, you might take the decision. I will block all of you who are just scamming, because it makes the stream bad for those of you who are serious. In case you, again, would like to say something, Louis Kramnik, you have no idea who is Kramnik. First of all, secondary, he is a great world champion. So it is just completely stupid, completely. And I don't want to have it on my stream here. I want the stream to be good for those of you who are serious about getting better, who have some logic, at least some logic. All right, that's it. That's it for now. Thank you very much for being here with us on the stream. I hope you still enjoyed the games. We had some cool ideas, interesting games. There are people that we cannot fight online, and nobody can. So we have to just ignore these people because I don't know what to do. What to do against somebody who just plays the first line? Can I beat the guy? Of course not. Can Magnus Carlsen beat the guy? Also, Magnus cannot do that. So nobody can. This we have to ignore. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed. See you in the evening. Thanks for watching and bye.